These are the Lifx Supercolor light bulbs. They're A21 light bulbs. They fit in pretty much any lamp that you put them in, but they're super bright. They're equivalent of a 100-watt light bulb, 1600 lumens, and they only use 15.5 watts of power. And they have every color you can imagine, and they're really bright, and the colors are amazing, so I'm gonna walk you through these. Now here's a quick look at the box. The light bulbs themselves go for about $40 each. They are compatible with everything. What I mean by that, from Alexa to HomeKit to Google Assistant to the new Matter and just everything. So you can pretty much set these up any way that you'd like. They have the broadest white spectrum of 1500K all the way up to 9000K. So setting them up is a complete breeze. All you're gonna do is download the Lifx app, create a login if you don't already have one, hit the plus sign at the bottom, and then just go through the steps of adding the new light, and it happens just within seconds and you're done. When you are setting up the lights, it will ask you to set them up into different groups, or as also known as rooms. And I have these in my office, and I also have them in my family room. The first thing my wife said about these lights when she came down from upstairs down into the family room is, those are so bright, and she was super happy about it. And I went from some Philips Hue lights, and those were about 800 lumens, and these are double that. And it was insane how much brighter and more light they give off in the room. But also you can lower it if you want. Now I'm gonna walk you through the app so you can see exactly what this looks like. Currently I have the family room lights on, but if I wanted to turn them off really quickly, I can just tap that button and they are off. You can also bring it all the way up, and you can control the brightness as well. Just, you can either tap it to turn it off or drag it up and down to control the brightness. Also, while I'm in here, I can just tap family room, and I can change the color of the white that I have if I want. It's all different colors of white that you can choose from, like you saw earlier. You can just drag this little wheel and do that, so it's really quite nice to be able to do that. You can, in the middle here, which did take a little getting used to. I was like, how do you make this brighter? You just use that little wheel in the middle there. At the bottom, you can choose colors. So if I want to choose any color of the rainbow that I want, I can. Very, very simply. You can see it's kind of like a green color. You can go into effects, and you have all these different effects to choose from. You can do like a twinkle thing going on where it kind of like blinks, and I'll show you these after the fact. Here's a color cycle, and it color cycles through that. You can hit these 3 dots. You can actually change how quick or slow that you want it to change. I'll say change it to 1.5 seconds, and it's gonna change really, really quickly after 1.5 seconds, going from like, it went from like red to orange, now it's going to yellow, now it's going into like a darker green color again. So it's kind of interesting, all the things that you can do for those effects. But there's tons of effects in here. I'm not gonna go through every single one. Very interesting. We go to this like bluish color. Ooh, very, very cool. And if you want, you can hit the heart sign in the top there. You can save these things. If you want, you can look at the recent colors that you have used. You can save it as a scene or add to the palette. You can go to group settings here, and you can see I have family 1 and family 2. Those are the names of the lights. I can change those, click different colors. Now I could also change these individually. So I just tapped on family room, and I can, maybe I just want to turn one of these lights off. I can, or turn it back on, or just control it. I can do that. So I'm tapping on that one. I can go to, maybe I want to make that one white, and it's gonna make just that one white and keep the other one at the kind of bluish color. If I wanna do that one, maybe I wanna make it a reddish color. So I have a white one and a red one, and you can do that. And you can do that with the themes as well. The themes, this is like a synthwave theme, but it's only doing the one light. So let me tap on family room so it takes effect. Themes, I'll go back here, synthwave. So you can do some interesting stuff. It's really easy to control the lights so that they do the things that you want them to do. Now, before I go too much deeper into the app, I want to show you what those colors look like when you change them. And you can see when I was tapping them, they did change pretty instantaneous. bottom of this app, you can hit this button right here to add a scene, which means you can snapshot and save the current state of your lights so that you can jump back to it at any time by e.g. evening. So you can hit add evening. So I can be like, I want this to be my evening setup. Oops, evening setup. And now I'm gonna choose the following lights that I want it to be for. So maybe I want that to be my office. So I'll choose my office lights for that. I'll hit save. And all I have to do is tap on evening and it will set it up for me. The little wand at the bottom is your effects library. And just remember, you can always hit the 3 dots, for instance, and change the speed or the randomness just by tapping into it and dragging that bar. Now on the top right, you have a little globe. You can tap on that and that brings you to where you can buy the lights from Home Depot to Ace, Amazon, Best Buy. Just tap that and it will bring you where to buy it. You also have the gear on the top right. When you tap that, it shows you which account you're signed into. You can go into your favorites. You can update the firmware by tapping that. You can see it's up to date. I definitely love these lights. A couple of reasons. They're super bright when you want them to be. The colors are spot on. When I look at the colors in the app, they are spot on with what you end up seeing. That's one thing that I noticed going from like the Wise lights, I like the Wise lights, don't get me wrong, but I noticed that those colors weren't as accurate when I choose them from my phone versus what you see in real life. They still look nice, but they didn't look as accurate as these Lifx lights. The app is really easy to use, and that's a big thing. You want to be able to use the app and not have really any issues with them. It did have a little bit of a learning curve for me, especially like making the lights brighter or darker. It's smack dab in your face. I just wasn't expecting it to be so like slick, I guess. And that's not a bad thing. It's just something I wasn't really used to. I thought it would be a little bit more clear cut, like a plus and a minus. I love that the lights don't have a central hub. They are set up via Wi-Fi. So you set up each light individually, which you might hate, but I actually like that. Having a hub can make things easier and more difficult because I know with the Philips Hue, I have this little hub. That thing needs to be set up. And every time I get a new phone, which is quite often, I have to press a button on it so it syncs to my phone. It gets to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. These things are just connected to my Wi-Fi, so as long as my Wi-Fi stays the same in terms of the password that I have set up as. So I totally recommend the Lifx bulbs. They are amazing, bright, beautiful. I love them. Link down below if you want to pick them up. Have a great day and we'll see you down the road. Peace.